Time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, called Suck Spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Well, here we go. It is Tuesday on the KVJ show. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, happy Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, look at Kevin's outfit, huh?
I know.
Whoa.
I'm going to drink this black stone-washed denim dessert in.
He looks like he could kick a ass this morning.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Kick some ass or restock the shelves at H&M.
I think your nickname today needs to be Badass Kevin or Alston.
Yeah, it's got a real ring to it.
It does.
Or can I get a price check?
That's right. Cultivating the look, baby.
I'm a fan.
Okay.
I can't pull off that look.
Sure you can.
I mean, you could, but we would laugh.
Oh yeah, you can't make any fashion changes in this room without it being noticed.
Well, we're such a fashionable bunch. Look what everybody wears here. We're known for fashion, right?
Yep.
Well, if you'd like to see the new cultivated outfit, you can check it out. It is on Kvj TV. Just go to YouTube and look for the KVJ show, and we are right there.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that dirt of the day.
I don't know if you saw yesterday, Ghislaine Maxwell got hit with some new charges. A fourth unidentified minor victim has now been added to her whole case against her. This is the fourth victim that they say she groomed for Jeffrey Epstein, even going so far as to start discussing sexual things with the 14-year-old girl. She was apparently grooming the girl to the point where she would undress her in the room with Epstein. Like, it was like some crazy stuff that happened.
Well, it's an interesting look into it because of how she apparently would normalize the conversation and the behavior. So they would start slow and they'd have little conversations, and there might be a little left-handed comment that make you initially be like, wait, what? And then they would just be like, well, this is just how adults talk. These are 14-year-old girls for the most part, and this latest accuser was 14 at the time. And so they don't really know. And they say, look, this is just what adults do. You're almost an adult now.
It's psychological, manipulative grooming that was very planned out and calculated on the part of Epstein and Maxwell. And I'm just so glad that they are going, oh, well, she's going to be punished. Well, he's probably paying the ultimate price. See you in hell, jerk. But she is now in jail where she's not going to be getting out. Her attorneys asked for her to be let out until her trial, and the judge was like, no, you're a flight risk. You're not going anywhere. So she's being held at a federal detention facility in Brooklyn.
It is fascinating, and I think it's a good look, and I think for parents it's a good awareness that this is the type of rhetoric. Your kid may say something in passing, and that, you know, if you know a little bit more about some of these things, you never know. Unfortunately, and in South Florida, this kind of stuff happens. Clearly, this happened in Palm Beach.
Clearly, it happens. And it happens, too, sometimes with kids bringing other kids in.
Yeah.
It's not always a Ghislaine Maxwell.
They used other girls to then go in and fish and recruit other girls out. And so if you're a parent and you have a child around this age, they may say something that initially may not be weird, but if you look a little bit more into it, be like, okay, that's not right.
Just know that people are out there doing this kind of manipulative stuff.
Yeah, and how they do it.
How they do it is very calculated. Rebel Wilson is talking a little bit about her dramatic weight loss. Boy, she did a great job. And here she is giving us a little peek into how she did it.
Okay. I think she's hosting some kind of dog talent show. I remember seeing a promo going, I kind of want to check that out. It looked bizarre.
Okay.
And some insiders are saying that Sharon Osbourne is going to get somewhere between a $5 to $10 million payout from CBS.
How about that?
Because she had a contract and she's going to fight them. And I guess it would be easier to pay her than fight her. I don't know. CBS is denying that they're giving her a big payout, but it looks like there's going to be some kind of crazy legal finagling that is going to happen here. Stay tuned because I guess she is threatening to give their secrets because she's been there 11 years and knows all the secrets.
Where the bodies are buried?
Oh, juicy stuff. Tell us the secrets. And that's what's going on in your dirt.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jay Bird?
I rewatched a classic movie last night, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay.
Y'all, you've seen that before, right?
Oh, yeah.
We
I
all
love
that movie.
Such a good movie.
I got a new take on it.
Okay.
I got a complete new take on it. Robin Williams' character in that movie, he's a psychotic jerk.
What?
He's insane. He's not that good of a guy in that movie. And I remember being a little kid. Pierce Brosnan's in that movie, and I hated him as a kid. I thought he was the bad guy. And if you go back and watch Mrs. Doubtfire, you'll see that Pierce Brosnan's character is actually a nice guy. He's a handsome dude. He's charming. He's in love with her kids, wants to support her kids. There's that part at the pool where Mrs. Doubtfire's trying to probe him and get answers about the kid. Oh, no. He's at the bar and he's talking to, I think someone's at the bar asking about his situation. He goes on and talks about the kids and says how much he loves them and adores them, would do anything for them. He's not the jerk, but for whatever reason, I grew up thinking he was the bad guy. Mrs. Doubtfire's character, not only, she poisons him at one point. She puts pepper in his food.
Yeah.
When she knew, or he knew, he was allergic to it. So he has an allergic reaction. Let's say he dies.
Right.
Doubtfire is a murderer.
You can see why she's divorcing him.
I kind of get why she needed to leave that guy. And I'm watching it with a fresh set of eyeballs. Mrs. Doubtfire was psychotic. And Pierce Brosnan's the hero in that movie.
Really?
Yeah, I'm telling you, Virginia, watch it with me planting those seeds in your head. And Pierce Brosnan's not the jerk in that movie. And we were made to believe he was.
So you've changed your whole perspective of the entire film?
I think Robin Williams' character in that, we need to talk about when he's able to see the kids, because I don't know. He gave him pepper when he knew he was allergic to it.
I get that.
He dies. It's over.
That's terrible. But how would we watch it back in the day and just be on Mrs. Doubtfire's side so hardcore?
Because we loved Robin Williams and we love to laugh. I'm not at all one of those people saying I'm offended by it. I still love the movie. I think it's great. I'm just watching it now with a different set of eyeballs. Doubtfire's the whole problem.
I think society's evolved a little bit too. I think when that came out, the atomic family was to be respected and guarded. And now we have seen so many blended families that you're kind of used to that type of scenario. And so anybody who would come in and dare to take away the woman out of a relationship where you had the atomic family of husband, wife, 2 kids, it was the perfect little family, nice little house in San Francisco, then maybe we would look at them differently just for that reason.
And to Sean's point in the chat room, he says that's like saying Daniel and Karate Kid is the real bully, and I side with Sean. Daniel's kind of a jerk. And they go through that on Cobra Kai, how Daniel is the jerk, and it's really awesome.
Yeah, there are probably some movies that if we went back and watched from the time they came out, the 80s or the 90s, maybe even the 2000s now, and you would look at them with a different set of, I mean, think of everything our society's been through now, how it really in the last year has radically changed in our views on things. And where society is set now compared to some of the movies we saw 20 years ago, what's happening every day? They're taking episodes like the latest is SpongeBob, and they're pulling them out and parking them and saying, hey, that just, we had a different sensibility when we made that, and we don't like that. We're not comfortable with it.
Please don't get it twisted. I am not calling for the cancellation of Mrs. Doubtfire. I still love it.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny how growing up, I always thought Pierce Brosnan was the jerk, and the story, he's actually not.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Sure, there's a lot of stories
along
those lines for different reasons that we look at differently. What's on your mind today, Virginia?
So this morning I'm going to get ready and I can't find my mascara, my favorite mascara. I just bought it 2 weeks ago, so it's a fresh tube. And then I can't find my hairbrush. And I go in Magnolia's room, I find the hairbrush, I can't find the mascara. I'm trying to be quiet because she's sleeping. And then I go downstairs and she's left her lunch out for me. And I usually make the kids lunches at night because I don't have time in the morning. I'm running late. So at this point, I'm so pissed about my mascara and my hairbrush that I'm like, screw it. I'm not making her lunch. She can figure it out. Am I petty?
Well, but it has nothing to do with the topic. Yes, you are.
I was so mad because, when you're getting ready in the morning and you're on a clock like all of us are, you're rushing to be at work at a certain time. Everything's got to be in its place. If somebody takes your mascara and then they take your hairbrush, that's adding 5 minutes right there.
Yeah.
And then they leave their lunch out for you like you're supposed to fix it in the morning. No, I fix it at night. Magnolia didn't even come home till after 9 p.m. last night. So when I went to bed, she wasn't home and I wasn't able to pack the lunch.
Okay, I'm very much that way. I grew up an only child, so when I put something down, it was always in the place where I had left it. And a lifetime of that, I was very trained and conditioned, and I'm the same way, where everything is so tight as far as time, and I put everything always back in its place. Everything has a place.
Right.
I never have any doubt, and I go there, and it's right there, and that keeps me efficient.
Yes, I'm the same way. Everything is where I put it.
Yes, but the second that something is out of place, then I'm out of place.
Oh, well, I don't know what she's going to have for lunch today, but ain't my problem.
Ain't my problem. Okay.
I guess I am kind of petty.
I thought this is kind of interesting because it spoke to me, and I didn't think anybody else was going through this but me. Does anybody feel more pressure to be productive with their spare time during the pandemic? Talk about efficiency, and I didn't think anybody else was probably going through this until I saw that there was actually a survey they did, and it's still the minority, but 35% of people said and I was trying to put my finger on this, but as I go through my day, and maybe it's because, I spend my time at home alone, there's still an isolation thing going on. I'm not going out and doing as many appointments and things that I used to before the pandemic. And I'm realizing how much more time I have. I'm not for instance, going to the gym. And I, started to break it down, and I didn't realize, right before the pandemic hit, I was going to a gym that was 25 minutes one way from my house.
That's a lot.
It was. And, it really wasn't probably an economical use of my time, but that's an extra 50 minutes. So now there's an extra 50 minutes in the day, but I feel like, okay, I don't want to go binge watch or do something like that that's not productive. So I try to stay very productive with my time, and I'm always doing kind of an audit of what I did. And it is a weird new pressure over the last year that I felt where there's days where I have like a guilt complex if I didn't feel like I used my time efficiently. And it's so weird because I feel like I have more time to do stuff, yet I feel like I'm getting less done. Or there's always something I didn't get done. I'm like, how with all that time did I not get everything done?
I know what you're talking about. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, though, with Robin Thicke talking about balance in life. And he said before his dad died, he preached this to him. You've got to have balance. You've got to have work and rest. You've got to have efficiency and relaxation. You can't be going and going and going and always requiring yourself to function at this high level. You've got to have balance.
I mean, I don't have time feeling guilty. I'm too busy overanalyzing Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
You should feel guilty if you don't have balance.
Yeah. No, I know balance is key, but I was just wondering if, and I do. I try to, I'll even say when I'm off the work, I'm talking about even just where it's me time, using it productively, doing something good with your even free time, and not.
But rest is productive, and vegging out is something that people need to do more often and turn your brain off.
It's funny you bring up balance. I mean, that's the theme of Cobra Kai, kind of a full circle. I don't know. It's weird how that worked out.
Yeah.
No?
58% of people say they don't even really feel any pressure at all. So most people, it doesn't bother, but there is a few other people. So I felt like, you ever have something where you feel like you're absolutely alone in the world on something?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of those things that I saw. I was like, okay, 35% of people feel the same way I do.
We're all alone from a certain point of view. We're all alone from a certain point of view. We don't think it's too deep. Way too deep for 6:33 on a Tuesday.
Coming up here in a couple of minutes, got a couple that is excited to get back out. They're looking forward to taking their 4-year-old to Disney World. But when their original plans before the pandemic got derailed, time, age, finances have been a factor, and now they have a debate because she wants to lie about something that he doesn't think is right. You'll hear what it's all about coming up next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Got a problem with having a 4-year-old lie about her age? I'm sure maybe some of our parents, Jaybird, maybe in the past, your mom had encouraged you to fudge your age a bit to get some perks.
Wag.
Yeah.
It was Wags, the restaurant, in Lake Park.
How much are we saving?
Well, there was at Wags. It was a delicious restaurant, and if you were 12 and under, you ate for free. The complete meal. So when I was 13, I still acted like I was 12. 14, you're still 12.
Jay, like you're 25.
Yeah. We loved Wags, and we didn't have much money.
I think this happens a lot, especially going to the movies. They had that cutoff where you're a kid or adult, and the email said, my wife and I are getting vaccinated and are finally making plans to take our 4-year-old daughter to Disney World. We aren't in as good a place financially as we were before the pandemic, and our trip was delayed, so we now have to pay for our daughter to get in where we weren't planning on it before. But now my wife would like for us to just lie and have our daughter say that she is 2 instead of 4 so that she can still get in for free. I believe this is a horrible idea and a bad lesson that is much more costly than saving the cost of admission. My wife is being dramatic and saying that it might be the difference between us going or not. Should I give in or stand firm on my moral ground?
Oh, boy.
You're going to hear from a lot of people on this one.
If you guys don't agree, you must err on the side of honesty.
Okay.
Unless both of you are scoundrels, you can't do this. You have to err on the side of honesty if you can't agree.
So you have to be on the same page as bad parenting to be able to do it.
Yeah. You got to be in cahoots with each other.
You got to be Bonnie and Clyde or nothing at all.
Okay. One quick thought here, and this isn't necessarily about honesty. This is about reality. Stephanie in the chat room said this kid is not going to pass his 2. There's a big difference.
Yeah, that's a thing, too. Between the age of 2 and age of 4, there's a lot of development.
But I would, if I was working the door, I wouldn't.
I know. You wouldn't know the difference.
Well, even
but
if
you
I
wouldn't know the
did.
difference between a 6-month-old and a 2-year-old.
Can we set that bit up? Because I think I can beat the witch on that. I can prove her wrong. I know the difference between a 2 and a 6-month. But I'm just saying, even if I was working the door and that happened, I don't know if I'd even want to get involved in that argument with the person. Like, all right, whatever, you're 2, get in here.
I wonder what Disney does, because you do have some kids that are bigger for their age and smaller for their age. That does happen. There is, the standard normal size, but I think that we've seen that where you'll have different size children. So if there's any kind of discrepancy, how much does Disney haggle you on that? Saying, oh, you got to prove this. Do you have to have a birth certificate or something like that to prove their age? Do they actually hold you to that, or they just say, okay, it's fine?
You're going to get 2 people. They're going to be the one camp that says, absolutely not. You should never tell your child to lie. It's just terrible. And then there's going to be the other camp that go, it's really not that big of a deal. It's, we're just saving some money, and let's not make a big deal out of it.
There's 2 points to this. One, you're lying. The thing I don't really like the most about this is you're now getting your kid in on it, a young kid, and you're teaching them a lesson here.
Street smart.
Yeah, I kind of lean with the dad on this just for that whole thing where you're setting up at a very early age for the kid that, hey, look for gains you can get by being dishonest. And one day, parents, that'll come back to bite you in the butt because the kid will use it against you and will be very dishonest because they realize, hey, it's justified in the fact that I'm getting what I want.
What do you think,
You're
street
right.
starts? Yeah, you got the street smarts.
I agree with Kevin. I think if you set the tone for dishonesty, then don't be surprised when you raise a liar.
Cesar in the chat room said, you don't need to prove their age. I've lied about my daughter's age when I went to Disney long ago. It's fine.
Honesty. I like it.
Yeah, each time with my oldest, we lied to get her in for free. My middle, we lied to get her in for free.
Oh, now he's bragging.
Yeah,
about
he
it.
really is.
He's throwing it in
He's doing a victory lap.
He's throwing it in the mouse's face.
Okay, it's interesting thought. Virginia says that if you both can't agree to be dishonest, then you got to lean to the side of honesty on this. Any other thoughts? And how hard is it? Does Disney or any other places, what places makes it difficult? What other places don't really care? And maybe it's just, it's a roundabout kind of thing. So do they really care? I mean, is Disney going to go bankrupt because of it?
Well,
They've
no.
lost a lot of money this last year.
I guarantee you 30% of people lie.
Oh, that's
Straight up.
That's such a low ball number.
Virginia facts?
I think it's more half.
Half?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
I don't think it's half.
Easily half, Virginia. Easily.
Our own Thumbelina texted us and she said, look, if it costs too much to go, then you shouldn't go at all. To have to lie to be able to do it, like the mom is saying, just goes to show that, hey, maybe it's not time for you to go yet. You need to continue to save up for this trip to Disney so you can pay a rightful, honest price. And somebody said Disney is not allowed to ask questions concerning age and or disability.
I mean, would you want to have that job where you have to be the Disney bouncer? Kid, it looks 2.5.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No way.
Okay. Somebody said Disney is not shy, though, about banning people from their park either. So be careful about getting caught in a lie. And you never know, because when you've got a 4-year-old actor who's, Mommy, did I lie well enough?
Yeah, I know. Shut it. Shut it. And then you're mad at the kid for blowing the part.
You blew it.
It's all the kid's fault at that point. It's not your fault. It's the kid's fault because they didn't lie well enough. Okay, do you get a 4-year-old to lie about their age to get into Disney for free? Yes or no? One suggestion from a very knowledgeable parent said, yeah, what you do is you wait until the kid's nap time so they'll be passed out in the stroller. Then they're not part of the whole game. You don't get them to lie. You don't have to worry about their acting ability. And you just wheel them right in after you lie about saying that they're only 2.
And that's the difference between an all-star and a Hall of Famer.
Right, yes. It's an experienced parent right there. That's how you properly lie with your kids. All right, any other thoughts on that? You can hit us up with the text. Cool little thing I saw is being developed in South Florida. You don't have to go all the way to Orlando for family fun. I see that they're working on 2 Tiger Woods designed 18-hole putting courses. It is something that Port St. Lucie people you know about, Popstroke. Got one up there near Tradition in Port St. Lucie. It's kind of a cool concept because this is like high-end putt-putt. From what I understand with this, I've never been to Popstroke myself, but they say that these Popstrokes, it's kind of like manicured grass, and it seems like it would be a regular putting surface type thing instead of that really cheap stuff. You ever seen that? And there are different grades of that kind of grass. Where I'm from, you would have that stuff that you used to use as a cheap green doormat that was almost spiky, and if you fell as a kid running, it would go straight through your skin.
Yeah.
And it actually has killed several children, I believe.
Yeah, there's definitely difference in the ground foundation there. There's some really low-budget ones out there.
Yeah, so it sounds like this is going to be really nice, carefully landscaped, designed putting courses. And they're going to have 2 18-hole is what they're going to do. It is going to be a site that is a 3-acre tract of land located near the railroad tracks between Old Dixie Highway and North Federal Highway. It's been vacant for 28 years in Delray Beach.
We were just talking about playing some mini golf, me and you, which
I love mini golf. It's so fun.
I love it too.
There's one up in Jupiter by me, the little Lighthouse Cove. It's so cute.
It's very cute. There's a couple of them up near you. There's one in Stewart area too. I always drive by, or Port St. Lucie. I don't know. It's all the same after Indiantown Road to me.
It is. Okay.
He's not a man of the North.
It's all Port St. Lucie after Indiantown.
Not only are they going to have the putting courses, but it's also being touted as a family-oriented entertainment and dining destination. So I don't know what the reports are about the Popstroke that is there in Port St. Lucie, but maybe they'll have some similarities between the 2 locations. So they say that there's also going to be a 2,000-square-foot outside play area for kids. They're going to have ping pong tables out there.
The witch is good at ping pong too. You want to do like a little like competition weekend?
Yeah, I'll beat you at putt-putt, then I'll beat you at ping pong, and then I'll laugh as you cry.
Why don't we make it a three-peat, and why don't you come on over? We'll do a swim contest as well. Because I think I can take you out in all three.
Whatever. There's a video of me whooping you at E.R. Bradley's on ping pong.
That was after like 4 whiskeys, dog.
I had 4 whiskeys too.
Yeah, but you are a drunken witch. That's part of your power.
Cool thing, too, they say no matter where you are on the course, you can order food and they'll bring it to you. You could be on the 11th hole and be like, hey, I need some chicken tenders. And
That's
boom,
cool.
here you go, Mr. Pennington.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like a VIP.
Yeah, if you can putt and eat, I guess that's the question.
We can.
That's how you feel like a somebody. Oh, my chicken fingers brought to me.
Can you order beers too?
I'd imagine.
I would
Yeah,
think so, yeah.
that's where it's
That's
at.
probably where the real running will be.
Yeah.
Every hole. Another beer. Another beer. So they say we're looking sometime in the fall for that to hopefully open up if things go well. So we'll see. A new facility in Delray Beach brought on by Tiger Woods.
Aaron says Popstroke is really fun, but not your typical putt-putt. It's kind of hard.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually think that regular putt-putt's kind of hard. So what am I going to think about this?
It's harder than that?
Wait a minute. I thought putt-putt already was hard. What does it say about this? Might be too difficult for me then. There are a few already in the state, one in Fort Myers, and there's one right by Tradition and Port St. Lucie that people are raving about. And some of the cool things about it, they say they've got huge TVs outside, and there's usually sports playing. You can see them from anywhere on the greens. We'd heard about going out there, and they will bring you food to whatever hole you might be on of the 2 18-hole courses that they're going to have there. And Jordan said, yeah, you can order as many beers as you want. They also have buckets.
Oh, I mean, witch, we got to do this thing. We've been talking about putt-putt. They used to call me Putt-Putt Pennington back in Lake Park. Let's
How cool
do
is
it.
that?
I'm totally into it.
And people were saying, too, that they've got a full beer, liquor, food, all that stuff that somebody said, I go all the time and I haven't played once. I just go to the bar. So, so apparently that is a pretty cool little thing. It's going to be coming up. Expect Popstroke, if things go well, to be opening in the fall in Delray Beach.
Well, let's go north now. We don't have to wait till the fall.
We haven't been to the Pizzle in a while.
You're right.
Okay.
We should have the
Panda goes up there all the time because he does work for Tradition.
Yeah.
He like goes up there and shoots like photography and drone shots and all kind of stuff. We got a free ride and a free designated driver.
You think about a Pizzle weekend maybe coming up?
Maybe a day.
Okay.
We're not going to stay the night.
I'd love to stay in the Pizzle.
Let's make a weekend of it, huh?
I'd love to. I love Port St. Lucie. Those are my kind of people.
Well, I was doing a deep dive. You know how I have my little Google Maps, and I make maps of pretty much everywhere. So wherever you are, you'll always know a really cool place to go. Because too often that has happened where my family will just be like, let's go get something to drink or let's go get something to eat. And they're like, where do we go? And you're like, I don't know. And I found with the Google Maps, it shows you exactly where you are. And if you already have places mapped out around you, I'm like, you got 5 options. Here's what you got. And I recommend this. To me, I realized when you don't have a lot of free time or just, life is precious.
You got to make sure that you do it right.
I hate going to a place that's terrible and we're all complaining, be like, that was awful. I want to be able to go to a place and your day is so much better when you're like, well, what a good time that was. How cool was that to find that? So I'm putting together my little map of Treasure Coast, breweries, great restaurants, places where you can have a drink on the water, stuff like that. So if somebody's got a recommendation, help me out. Let me know what I got to know and what I got to put on my map.
Dang, we're getting called out. People are saying, his name's actually Johnny Come Lately in the chat room says, y'all ain't coming up here. Saying we're not going to come up to Port St. Lucie. And he's probably right.
No.
Just kidding. I want to go this weekend. I'll go with you, Witch.
I'll go too. I'm just going to check with Panda because he goes like twice a month.
Okay. Oh, you want to line it up?
Yeah,
All
because
right.
if we line it up, then we get a designated driver.
I mean, if we could sign the Kevin Ralston.
Yeah, well, like I said, I was doing the deep dive last night, plugging places in on the map, and there's a whole bunch of cool little areas. In fact, my buddy Scott Van Duzer just sent a text and said, if you're in Fort Pierce, come on up by Big Apple. I put you in last night. You made the map. And there's a whole bunch of like little, anything from going all the way up through Vero, down through Fort Pierce, Port St. Lucie, Stewart, Hope Sound, I was putting it in. But each little town kind of has their own little It's very cool. Almost so many South Florida towns have that. As I go in, there's a pocket of great restaurants and bars. It's a nice walking area. So many places are doing that. And Florida has a lot of great places like that. And all these towns do as well. So let us know what I got to plug in here.
We need to explore more.
I'm with you.
I love exploring.
You've been, COVID Connie for a while, so all of a sudden there's this explorer that wants to go out. I'm in.
I'm getting the vaccine on Thursday.
Yeah. I feel like when she gets the vaccine, we get the vaccine. You know what I mean?
You know the thing you can't tell, though, when you're on Google Maps, because I'll look, and sometimes you can't tell if a place is great or ratchet, or it's great because it's ratchet. And, like, there was one place that I went to, and I was looking at some photos, and first two, I'm like, maybe. And then the third photo they used to promote this place was a picture of the bathroom sink. And I'm like, okay.
Wait,
that didn't make the map, because I'm like, if that is your third best attribute you have in your restaurant, then maybe I don't want to go there.
I do that all the time with new pizza places that I'm trying to explore.
Yeah.
I'll look at the Google Map pictures and go, and
You're
it looks kind of grimy.
Trying to make a big decision.
I'm like, they definitely have rats.
Yep. Few celebrity birthdays worth a mention today. A few that are not. Got Celine Dion having a birthday. I think she deserves a shout out.
Definitely. We love her.
She turns 53. Gonna skip over Piers Morgan and go right to Ian Ziering. He is turning 57 today. Remember him from 90210, and I think he was like 37 when he was playing a high schooler.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s.
I also remember from Sharknado.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't forget about that.
I think he was on The Surreal Life, too. He was on one of those shows.
And MC Hammer turns 59 today. So, got a birthday? You want to get on the KVJ show? You can let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com. MAIL at kvjshow.com. So, Jaybird, you say your family hates this idea.
Well, I mean, I might be.
They're trying to talk you out.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Some friends are too.
Okay. Now, you finally are talking about maybe getting your heart to a place where you can get another dog. Your dog Chewy had passed away. How long has Chewy been gone now?
January 2nd.
Okay. So here you are moving into 3 to 4 months later.
Yeah.
And the heart is ready, and you've been considering the options.
It's getting there. Well, because I keep talking about how I want to get a cat, and Virginia's knocking some sense into me. I was talking some crazy stuff last week.
We are not getting a cat.
Yeah,
You're not a cat man.
I'm not a cat. I'm really not. Although I have been intrigued by cats lately.
Well, then go to Denny's house.
That's true.
And I do. I have a great relationship with one of the two.
And you kind of have a cat allergy.
I kind of do. All right, I get it. So we're not getting a cat.
So Virginia don't like that idea either.
Yeah.
Everybody's telling you what to do with your pets.
Well, I have a cat allergy, so if I have a cat allergy, you have a cat allergy.
And don't email me. People say, Bert, don't listen to the witch. Be your own. I don't listen to the witch, y'all. She's a sweetheart off the mic anyway. She loves fake plants, too. I'm going to do what I want to do anyway. But yeah, I think I'm going to be ready soon. Like I said, I'm watching one of my best friend's dogs this weekend. Very excited for that. It's a very, very peaceful dog.
So what is your concept? What are you thinking? Because you have kind of a target description of what you were going to do with the dog that sounds a lot like the dog you just had.
Well, I said it in passing, and every time I say it in passing, someone stops me and goes, why do you want to do that? And now my family did get involved. I want to adopt a senior special needs dog.
Aw, just like Chewy.
Yeah, like a Chewy. Chewy wasn't as bad when we first got him. He was younger. We got him when he was 7.
But it's sweet to get one of those dogs because a lot of times those dogs don't get adopted. And so when you go in there, you really are saving that dog's life.
Everyone just says, why do you want to do that? Because it's gonna be depressing for you. Because it did get depressing with Chewy a little bit. Honestly, a little bit.
Sure, yeah, it was tough. I remember how much emotionally you were struggling, and not only that, but you had also struggles with dealing with his own time frame because some dogs don't want to do things at certain times, and also the costs.
Yeah, I think.
But it's going to be like that with any dog.
Agreed. When you got a special needs dog, though, there is a very tighter schedule you got to be on.
They're kind of like a car. As they get a little bit older, with maintenance, it costs more money.
He just needed a lot of help as he got older. But it was a bit of a struggle, and I think their point is why you want to go through that again. And I think they're also thinking I'm trying to replace Chewy with another Chewy. Mm-hmm. And they think I should get a younger dog and develop a whole. That's their argument, is get a dog from when it's young so you can have this long relationship with it so you don't get the older special needs dog, get attached to it, and then it passes away.
I think you should just go and be open to whatever dog has a connection with you.
Well, they deliberately said for me, they go, bring this up on the show because they think Kevin and Virginia and the audience is going to more side with them about me getting a younger, healthier dog so I can have a longer life with it instead of going through what I went with Chewy again.
I don't know. I mean, it takes a special guy to take on what you took on with Chewy. And I think it's a beautiful thing. And I think that if you're up for it, you're saving that dog's life and you're going to give him a special life. And not a lot of people do that. They all look for the younger dog.
They do look for the younger dog because I think it's more you're looking.
It's easier,
and it's from the human perspective.
Well, for all the reasons that your family said.
Yeah,
it's not the easy path to get the special needs older dog, but it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I don't want people vilifying my family. They're just looking out for me. They don't want me to get attached to a dog and then have it pass away like it did with Chewy. In such a short amount of time.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think that it is the typical path, but I think we all have our own special callings, and this might be something unique to you.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to hear from y'all. I wanted to hear from the nation, see what they thought.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of dog lovers out there.
Yeah.
And I know dog lovers, they also have opinions.
Somebody had a suggestion, said call Peggy Adams. I believe that when you foster an older dog with problems, they pay for medical bills, and they actually give you food, too.
Really?
Wow.
I know they got that facility that I believe that's Peggy Adams right there on Military near Community.
I know it very well.
Yeah,
actually,
they really tricked that thing out.
We've done some stuff with Chewy over there.
You should definitely go see and then see if you have a special connection with a special needs dog.
Yeah, I don't think I'm quite ready this second, but I can tell me coming in here talking about wanting to get a cat. I'm starting to. I definitely want to.
We are not getting a cat.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Another suggestion is Big Dog Ranch. They got dogs of all ages and sizes for home, so there's a lot of very good shelters.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There really are. Lots of people doing beautiful work.
Okay. So, surprisingly, they were looking for favoritism here. I think a lot of people are actually siding with you, Jaybird, thinking that if your heart says that, it's a beautiful thing. And go for it.
Y'all know my personality.
I mean, you're that special guy that walks into the place and adopts the dog that nobody else wants. That's beautiful.
Do go on about this whole special guy.
You know what they say? A special dog needs a special owner.
Oh, that is such a bumper sticker.
Yes.
There's no way that's not.
I mean, it's kind of going to be like a chick magnet, too. Like you rescued and saved. Nobody else wanted this dog. You're kind of a hero again.
No, it's not about that.
You saved your friend Bigfoot. Now you're saving dogs.
It's not about that, Virginia.
Yeah.
Panty dropper.
And the argument, too, about cost, and if the Peggy Adams does take care of that, there is an argument, too, and somebody has texted this in. Sometimes you get puppies or younger dogs, and they have problems. My daughter's friend had gotten herself a Frenchie, and I think she's already spent about $6,000 in medical costs on this thing. It's always got one thing or another that is going on with it, and it is a young dog.
Yeah, one of my buddies got a dog and had a worm problem. They had to keep taking it to the vet to get the worm. They couldn't get the worms out, and they finally got it. But it does add up.
Somebody else said, I'm not buying this at all. Bird is clearly using this as a way to try to lure in chicks. I think you're probably right, but hey, if a dog can benefit in the meantime,
if it works,
everybody wins, right?
Yeah, I mean, why are you hating on my game, dog?
The dogs are happy, the chicks are happy.
Yeah,
like, don't
everybody's
blow
gonna
up
win.
his spot.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a happy segment. Don't be hating, dog. If I get a girl out of this, sweet.
Right. Old dog, new girl, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hippie girls love dog guys that save animals.
I love Virginia always making up this make-believe hippie, this cool hippie girl that doesn't tell me what to do.
She's so laid back.
She's so nice.
She don't care if he smokes pot. She don't care if he goes to boys' night with girls in bikinis.
No, she would be there.
Oh, yeah.
It's all good.
She looks great.
It's all good.
Yeah, come on. Let's make this a good fantasy.
Well, coming up, we've got another thing. If you love animals, you will love Denny's or Animal, and it's fun to hear that families are playing along. This is 5-year-old Eliason. This is how they play with their family. They do their own version of like a Denny's or Animal, human or animal, and here's what it sounds like.
Explain what it was.
It was a bird kissing a eagle.
Okay. And what?
Burp, ball. Burp, burp, ball. Burp, burp, ball.
That's a human.
I think it's an animal.
It was big.
Ah, Bigfoot the whole time.
That is awesome.
That's great, isn't it? So it's a different version of our game, but same kind of concept here, where you have to tell if the noises being made are being done by our producer Denny's or if they are the real animal. If you want to be our animal enthusiast to play along today, it's 877-979-WRMF at the KVJ Show.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Time for another round of Denny's or Animal here today. Learn a little something about the animal world, and we always ask for animal enthusiasts to jump in here. And we've got Joe from Deerfield Beach, who apparently loves animals. Hello, Joe.
How's it going?
Good. How you doing, bud?
Just waiting on you. Waiting on you.
Okay.
Waiting on Denny.
He's just waiting. Joe's really anxious to jump into this thing.
Well, Denny's, get in here.
Come on,
I get
Denny's.
it. Yeah,
It's taking
come
too
on.
long.
Denny's just taking forever. You're right.
Pokey hippie.
Well, he always likes to do something that is topical. And if you've ever lived up north, I was raised in southeastern Ohio, and this is something that every 17 years you would hear the deafening tones of the cicadas when they would come crawling out of the ground. It was just something that was very interesting yet eerie that would happen
Horrifying.
throughout the entire summer. And now they say that the cicadas, after 17 years, are about to start crawling out of the earth again between May and June. They are going to be crawling out of the soil. They'll be all over the trees, especially in wooded areas. And I grew up kind of in the hills and in the woods, so we
Do
had
they
lots
get
of them.
on people?
I mean, I guess they can. I remember them mainly seeing them on trees. And, you know, keep in mind, this is a long time ago since I went through a cicada season, but I do remember seeing them on the trees, and you definitely would hear them. It was kind of an interesting, eerie sound.
A lot of creepy things out in the woods, Virginia.
That's why I don't go.
You have no choice when you live there.
I am not a woman of the woods. The only woods I like is Tiger's Restaurant.
Yeah, I don't see you doing well in the woods.
No.
So, Denny's has already captured some audio. I believe the cicadas are already out a little bit. So, has he got actual audio of the cicadas out of the ground up north, or is this Denny's making the noise here of these Brood X cicadas? What do you think here, Joe? Denny's or Animal? See how eerie the chant is? Imagine that going off all night.
It's horrifying.
Yeah, it's tough to live through. It's tough to live through.
Lost in the woods and hearing that.
Yeah. Joe, what do you think? Is that Denny's or Animal?
I say animal.
Okay, all right. That is a great guess. It is incorrect, though. I was going to say
Damn it.
he nailed cicadas. I felt like I was back home and I was 17 years old again.
He's good.
That's not on you, man. That's a tough one.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a real good one.
Yeah, it was.
All right, make them easier, Denny's.
Okay, well, he likes to stay on topicality, and not only do we have cicadas crawling out of the ground, but we've also got Easter coming up. And, you know, the Easter Bunny is going to be out leaving eggs for kids coming up on Sunday morning. So he's got some actual audio. I know you don't ever hardly get to see the Easter Bunny unless you go take a photo with him at the mall. But here he is and what he sounds like when he's delivering the eggs.
Wee, wee, wee. Wee,
Here he's dropping them.
wee, wee, wee.
He says wheat a lot. He likes wheat.
It doesn't sound like he's dropping. It sounds like he's popping them.
Yeah, he kind of does. He pops them eggs. It's part of the magic. How he does that. Okay, Joe, what are you thinking on that? Is that Denny's or animal?
I'll say that's Denny.
You gotta say that one is, yes.
Yay!
Now we're back in focus.
Yeah, you can tell when it's Denny or when it's animal.
Yeah, we're back in focus now. Okay, we got one more to test your abilities here, Joe. Maybe you can break even and walk out here with a win. This is horses stampeding through a ranch. And I believe that's dressing. So horses stampeding through ranch dressing. Oh my goodness.
Is that from the 20s?
Sounds like animal to me.
You got that right, Joe. No fooling you, baby. You're back at it. Yes, I think the Lone Ranger was in there.
That sounds like a Lone Ranger clip.
You did great.
Yeah, you did. You did. All right. Nice rebound there from the very eerie cicadas. Boy, can you imagine just living through this? Just how horrifying.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the woods right now.
Yeah. Man of the woods.
Would you be upset if Denny's did a round if all three were Denny's? Would that anger you?
Never. No.
Okay, I think that would
never. Yeah.
I secretly hope for all three Denny's every week.
It could happen. It could happen one of these days. You never know. Okay, what would you say to this? Your girlfriend comes to you and says, yeah, my ex is going to stay with me for a week. Got a problem with that? This email says, my girlfriend stayed in touch with almost every guy she's ever dated and is still friends with some of them. And one of her boyfriends from college is coming to South Florida, and she's told him that he can use her guest bedroom for the next week that he is here. It's been 6 years since they dated, but I just don't like this, and I'm not sure that as her boyfriend, it is something that I have to take. Am I overreacting, and what should be my position on this? What would you say? How would you handle it? Because apparently the conversation is like, what's the problem? Why are you so jealous? It's been 6 years since we dated. He's going to stay in my guest room. I don't see why there's a problem here. What would be your response?
It's weird because you guys are going to be staying under the same roof and you used to sleep together.
And you're putting his feelings over your feelings, and you're in a relationship. You're his man. You guys are together. You guys aren't together with the ex anymore. He's in there.
She thinks he's being jealous.
Well, then maybe you need to.
She wants to bang her ex.
Yeah, you know what? Wallace Pennington has heard enough. I am out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's disrespectful to your current relationship to not care at all about his feelings.
And then you express that you're not cool with it, and then she digs her heels in even more, going, "Well, you're just jealous."
That's really where she is.
Yeah. Well, I think we're single.
Where would your boundaries be set with your partner hanging out with their ex? Would it be no chance ever, are you? Or would it be, dinner's fine, that's not a problem, I don't care?
I mean, it just depends how the ex treats me and how she either respects or doesn't respect our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a vibe, too. When you meet somebody and you know that it's an ex of your current love, there's either a vibe of respect and everything's cool, or there's a vibe of, I don't trust this person. They would try to get back together if they had a chance.
Yeah, I don't think if you see your ex at the grocery store, you have to avoid them like the plague or anything.
Right.
But when you're in a relationship, I'm kind of old school with all that stuff. You're in a relationship starting a new chapter in your life. You guys were intimate. You guys know everything about each other. It's time to move on. It's okay to move on from things.
Yeah, you wouldn't, any person, that regardless who they are, if you had somebody that was coming into town, you would ask questions about, okay, they're going to be staying in your guest room for a week. And that's without them being an ex. But when they are an ex, you're going to definitely ask a harder question on that. So, yeah, I don't even know. Imagine, okay, let's say that there's a guy that's just a friend of hers from her hometown. Would you have a problem with that guy coming and staying for a week in her guest bedroom?
I mean, it would really depend. Had they ever dated? Had they ever slept together? If they haven't, then I think it's different.
Okay.
But it's still, it's one of those things where you should include your current boyfriend with everything. You should invite him to stay over too and sleep in the room with you while your friend is there visiting. Like, there should be no exclusion of your current boyfriend, because that exclusion is going to make him feel like, what's going on?
Okay. But you were saying if she continues the resistance, then you might really need to question your relationship, and this could be a make up or breakup if she's like, I don't care, my ex is staying with me, and whether you like it or not.
You're defending to the day. You're dying on the hill for your ex-boyfriend while you're with a new friend. It doesn't reverse this anyway. It could be the boyfriend that wants his ex-girlfriend to stay over. I'd have the same opinion on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of making your partner feel insecure after they tell you that they're not cool with that.
Just goes to show you don't seem to care about the relationship. Ain't that right?
Yeah, she doesn't care about your feelings.
Because they used to do this together with each other.
And she probably wants to do it again.
I mean, sometimes you fantasize about your exes, right? I know sometimes I do.
Which ones?
I think they pop in your head. I think throughout time, your exes... I'm not the only one that thinks about their exes.
But if you care about your current relationship, you don't put yourself in a compromising position with an ex that could look bad and jeopardize your current relationship if you care about it.
I mean, why do you want to try to make your partner feel like dirt?
Yeah. Okay. All right. There you go. That's our thoughts on that. So, yeah, I think you should continue the fight on that. Got a few random questions here for you today. Taking a little look at yourself. Imagine you meet yourself 10 years in the future and you get to ask them one question. What would be the question that you would ask?
Oh my gosh. Am I really alive?
Am I really alive?
10 years from now, I'm still kicking?
Surely this is a mistake.
So they're going to be like, yep, and then that's it. You're blowing the question?
I blew it.
Okay.
I'll rethink my question.
It's over.
I don't believe it.
I think the number one question you want to ask yourself 10 years in the future is, do you have any regrets over the last 10 years? Something you would change. That's it, right? That would be the one thing you want to know.
That's a good one.
I think that would be the top question. At least for me. That's mine. Do you have one, Virginia?
Yeah, I mean, what did I do that I shouldn't have done, or what did I not do that I should have done?
That's two questions. You've been eliminated. You get nothing. Go back.
Well, you asked a dumb question.
I gotta go back too.
Both of you have failed this assignment.
We both failed.
Horribly. Yeah. Okay, if it was the year 1995 today, what would you be doing with your day?
Oh, getting a sweet-ass fade.
Okay.
That's one thing. Probably listening to some depressing music in my Sunbird.
Okay.
Getting ready to go for the baseball practice.
Okay. All right.
I think I'm dating Christy at this time. Probably going to talk to her at some point.
Okay. Sounds like a busy day you got going on.
I mean, it's 95, dog.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Still listen to 70s music?
I listened to, people made fun of the music I listened to back then. They said it was old and depressing.
So imagine now. Virginia, your day in 1995, what does it look like?
In 95, I think I was still living in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
And I was working for a radio station, and so I would do like radio sales during the week, which was awful. And then on the weekends I was a DJ. Yeah, I had the overnight shift.
As a salesperson, what was do you have like a sales pitch that you'd do to get the person on your side? Do you have an opener?
Please buy something from me. I don't have any clients on the air. Please. They're gonna
That's a great pitch.
That might work, actually.
Yeah. Desperation, sadness.
Well, I was young too, and when you're young, you don't realize like how much you should be using that to your advantage. I mean, I guess some girls do, but when I was young and I was doing radio sales, I definitely should have like played more into that. And because there was some hussies on the sales force, and these girls would wear low-cut tops, and they would shake their boobies, and they would get all these sales, and I was real awkward, like, about that sexuality thing like that, and I wasn't as smooth as they were, but I should have put on a push-up bra and just shook them things.
But Modern Times says women shouldn't do that, Virginia.
Well, I could have made a lot more money. It's not about Modern Times. It's about me being able to live.
Okay. Let me see. A day in 1995, I was in radio in California, and I was doing the 2 to 6 shift. I was a great DJ. That's where they put all the good ones. And then I would stick around and be the lackey on the morning show from 6 to 10. I would go out and get a little bit of sun and kind of hang out poolside a little bit in the afternoon.
Well, tan Ralston. Okay.
Yeah, have a couple, a couple beers poolside, and then you'd sleep till late at night, and then maybe do some catting around until you went into the radio station. They just wash, rinse, repeat, baby.
Man, I would love to see a 1995 Kevin Ralston catting around. I'd love to see
Weird catting, baby.
What year did you do the hip hop station?
That was 96.
Okay.
So a year later, I was grooming myself to be a West Coast Bay Area hip-hop DJ.
Kind of want to see hip-hop Kev, too. I'd like to see video of that.
Yeah.
I mean, what a fraud.
I mean... Fraud Ralston.
Something. What is a grave mistake you were on the verge of committing?
Oh, boy. Let's see.
Mine was I was at a real crossroads. 1 minute I was getting ready to head out a door that was going to take myself to a different state to go finish up my degree and go into law school. And I would have been probably with a different person in a different state doing a different profession. And as I was walking out the door, the phone rang, and it was a radio guy and called me, and he said, "Dude, come on, you got to come back in." And instead of moving to this other state doing law, I moved to another state and did radio.
Thank God we didn't lose you to the law.
It was one of those like a movie thing. I really was walking through my living room, my small apartment, head out the front door to sign the thing to get the truck to move.
I feel like I can hear the music playing as you're driving away. It's like a movie.
I didn't drive. I was still in my living room.
He didn't go.
Well, I'm saying because when you finally,
Yeah.
towards the end of the movie, you
Are
drive.
you paying attention?
I am paying attention. I am.
I am.
He took the low-paying radio gig and passed up on the career of success and wealth in
could have been
law.
in a great state being a very famous attorney. Instead, I'm doing radio.
Oh, you would have been the best attorney because you're such a detail man.
I'm saying I picture you driving from like a Fresno or wherever you came from down to Florida with the music playing, going, you know what? I'm going to stick with radio, and I like it.
Okay.
You're happy that you're radio,
I
not
am.
law, right?
I am. It was. That's why I say it was a great mistake. I almost committed that. And I wouldn't want it to be that. That would have been a boring version of myself.
I disagree with the witch. I think you'd be in law for 2 years and want to choke yourself.
Yeah, like that.
You think you would have committed suicide?
No, it's a phrase.
It's hard to choke yourself.
Especially the way you just did it.
But maybe you should try.
It is tough.
Let's see. That sounds like a fun
Do
experiment.
it.
It's tough.
Choke yourself.
When I can't breathe, I want to stop.
We end when he passes out. Virginia, great mistake you were on the verge of committing.
My goodness. I mean, gosh, I don't think I made any grave mistakes.
Oh, look at this.
I mean, it was kind of
Well,
rough.
I guess luckily it wasn't a mistake because you didn't commit it, but you were on the verge of it. And now you look back at it, you say, boy, that would have been a mistake.
Oh, I was gonna go. I was gonna go work in New Orleans instead of work here, and I was I had 2 offers, one from you and one from this douche in New Orleans to go do a radio
hometown.
show with him. It would have been an easier move because, it was the station I grew up listening to, B97. I loved that station, and it would have been an easy move because I could have been around friends and family, but just something about this douche I was supposed to do a show with. He was so make your skin crawl creepy.
Did he want to get with you?
Well, he looked at me and he goes, like he reaches across the table, puts his hands on the table, like inches from where my hands are, and I'm already like, that's my space. What are you doing?
All right.
And he goes, when we do a show together, we're basically going to be like husband and wife on the air.
Wow.
And I was like, I just met you, clown. Like, how do you say that to somebody? And you're staring me in the eyes, and you're dumb. And the guy got fired. I mean, he lasted at B97 because I was watching.
Okay.
He lasted about 8 months, and they fired him.
The Kevin Ralston didn't get fired.
No.
Not until Miami.
It took 8 years. That's That's right.
Our boss wanted to fire us, but luckily did not.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Jay Bird? Grave mistake you're on the verge of committing.
I was 1 week away from getting married.
Yeah.
And I even had a buddy of mine say, yeah, man, you should do it, definitely. And I talk to him now, and I go, what the hell were you thinking? Why are you giving me advice on doing that? But yeah, it ended up, I think I told you what it ended up happening, that I worked with her at this place.
Schmadmiral Schmo.
All right, what are you doing?
Blowing up your spot, baby.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Everybody knows this story.
They don't know that
You've told it 10 times.
I never said details like that.
You did.
No, I didn't.
Y'all were like ball boys or something.
Stop.
You've told this story.
I know
She was
I
a
did.
ball boy?
I left out details though, but I was gonna get married. Something happened to where this guy stepped in and said I was cheating on her, and you know how American men are. This is what they do.
Well, he was Hispanic and she was Hispanic.
And she didn't really speak
Fun
English.
fact, Spanish guys don't cheat.
She didn't speak English that great. I mean, we had our own way of communicating.
Yeah,
bet
I
you
bet
did.
you did. You lay that down.
All right.
Yeah, you did. It's like a puppet show.
He was fluent in both languages, so he was really able to get the emotion of things. So he made up this great lie.
He could lie to her 2 different ways.
He really did.
He laid it down too.
And he ended up marrying her.
Yeah.
He blocked it. Blocked away. So we got into a big fight.
Are they still together?
I don't know. I think they are.
You've never stalked her?
Well, I looked her up, I would say, maybe 8 years ago, and then I can't find her anymore.
Let's look her up now.
Yeah, I got to remember the last.
I'm
it's been
sure
so-
she's learned the language by now. What if you guys rekindled and then you didn't have like the love language barrier?
Yeah, just what I need. Let me go ahead and home wreck a situation.
No, she's divorced now. I mean, that didn't work out with that liar.
He was a liar.
That dude lied on you.
He was a liar.
I'm telling you, it didn't work out.
I don't know.
Be a fun conversation.
They had kids together. I know that. Gosh, man, you got me talking like a bird.
She's like True Serum over here, isn't she?
I hope they're not local still.
We'll find them.
Yeah.
I hope they're not local.
Okay. All right, coming up here, got the truth about some celebrity tippers, and we'll also tell you why J-Lo hates flight attendants. I always love these celebrity confessions. Now, I don't know if you can put a lot in this, because this is people going on to social media platforms saying their one-sided tale of these celebrities. But coming up here in a second, I'll tell you the reported reason why Jennifer Lopez hates flight attendants.
What?
Never even knew this was a thing, but there's a story behind it. There's also a story about her tipping, but this is, I guess, what is she, a stripper? And she goes on to TikTok and talks about people who've come into her club.
Yes.
Like Usher and Drake.
I've been a dancer for a little over 6 years. I've worked all over the country, so I do have a little insight on celebrities in the strip club. First, we have Usher. He only had a couple $100 on his tab that he had to pay, and he ended up tipping the cocktail waitress a little over $2,000, so that was really generous.
Okay.
And last, we have Drake. Just like he says in his songs that he throws money at the club, he does make you get a plastic bag and pick that money up.
Huh. I have heard that he throws money around in Miami, so...
And he makes you get it with a plastic bag? What's she saying at the end?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess he makes you get a plastic bag. Now, don't miss any of your money. Go pick it up there, darling. Don't want you to mess around. Those are some of the good stories about tipping. Here are some of the bad.
Baltimore Ravens, whole team came in, didn't spend any money, and were super aggressive. Cheap, J-Lo and A-Rod came into the club, did a room with the dancer, and didn't even tip her. This is when I was working in New York, and she was about to film the movie Hustlers, so I only think she went into the club to, learn about strippers.
Uh-huh.
So J-Lo and A-Rod went in there, didn't give much.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of stories out today about Jennifer Lopez, not only on tipping, but apparently she is not a good person to serve any place, anytime, anywhere.
I thought she was Jenny from the block.
The block of mean. There's a flight attendant that says that Jennifer Lopez is pretty much the rudest celebrity passenger that she has ever worked with. Other female flight attendants have basically said the same thing. Now, allegedly, one incident happened on a United Airlines flight. The flight attendant simply asked Jennifer Lopez what she wanted to drink, and Jennifer Lopez, according to the article in Star Magazine, said, What can I get you to drink? And Jennifer refused to even acknowledge me. She then turned her head away, tells her personal assistant, please tell him that I'd like a Diet Coke and lime.
That can't be real, right? You're that out of touch of being cool with people?
This flight attendant went on to explain that Jennifer Lopez refused to make eye contact with him, stating that she wouldn't even look at me. And a slew of airline employees have also alleged that Jennifer Lopez does not permit flight attendants who are female to come aboard and work on her flights. She brings her own male flight attendant, who really is not a flight attendant at all, but more of a personal assistant. And the allegation is that J-Lo hates female flight attendants because her ex, Mark Anthony, hooked up with a private airline flight attendant back in 2009, and that's what caused their marriage to end.
Dang.
And she still holds a grudge to this day because of it. So.
Dang, that's heavy.
Yeah.
She can't get past it.
Can't get past it. So that's only allegations. Don't know if they're true, but if anybody can back them up. She does spend a lot of time and lives part-time in Miami. Anybody run into Jennifer Lopez and how was she? You can let us know, 877-979-WRMF. A lot of people saying J-Lo is the jerk. That was the question that we had. One stripper in New York said she was a bad tipper. Other flight attendants have said that you can't make eye contact. She's kind of a jerk. And she will not allow female flight attendants on her private planes. And somebody else even texted and said, yeah, J-Lo was in Philadelphia and made my friend who was on crutches cross the street because she was walking down the same side. Oh. And you're not allowed to be on the same side of the street as Jennifer Lopez.
Damn.
Yeah.
She's mean to people on crutches.
I mean, you don't want that trending.
Yeah.
J-Lo's mean to people on crutches.
Jenny's the only one on the block.
Yeah.
Dang.
Okay. All right.
Oh, there's got to be some kind of... She's going to make some kind of public statement, right? There's too many rumors out today.
There's a lot. Not say any of them are true, but there's a lot of allegations. So these people, are they jerks? Somebody want to know if they're the jerk for calling out their buddy's booger. It says, my friend isn't talking to me now because I called him out for having a booger. Now, this was in public, but it was in front of a group of people, and I couldn't get his attention, so I just blurted out. I said, dude, you got the biggest booger, and it's been there for a while.
Oh.
My friend got visibly embarrassed, turned red, walked away. And the biggest issue is that I said this in front of a woman he's been crushing on really hard.
Damn.
I didn't know he liked her or I wouldn't have said anything. And now my friend's not talking to me because he says I humiliated him. I swear I wasn't. I was just trying to help him, and I felt like if I didn't say anything, that I would have actually been a jerk for not doing that. Sure, they could have seen it. Am I the jerk for telling my friend that he had a booger? Also, isn't he being a little too sensitive?
Okay, you're not a jerk for telling your friend they have a booger. You're a jerk on how you did it. This could have gone way differently. You were... Yeah, man, you got to be careful when you call someone out publicly about something embarrassing like that. It doesn't go well.
True.
You got to be really careful because you embarrassed him. And that's the thing. You can do it private.
You got a lot of nerve, lady.
I have gotten better.
You are crazy.
Has Virginia gotten better?
Yes.
No.
I told my friend the other day we were at a barbecue.
You congratulated yourself to your friend?
No.
I'm getting so much better.
I told my friend he had a booger, but I said, hey, you have a booger.
No, I guarantee you, if we had an event this weekend, Mama gets a couple wines in her belly, and I had a hanger, she would make it so vocal that, oh my gosh, you've got a booger.
She get on the microphone?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody, I want to let you know that Jaber's got a booger.
Well, about you, I might.
Yeah, that's what I'm only going through how I see life through my eyes.
She's great with everybody but you.
I'm nice to everybody else.
I still remember you calling me out for having a pimple on my neck in front of an entire Mexican restaurant.
It was so big, it shocked me.
So was your mouth.
I couldn't believe it, and it was so ready to pop. You ever seen one? It's like,
hey, Bird, come here. You got a pimple on your neck. Not, oh my gosh, God,
it was so big.
So we're saying for the nature in which you call them out that you are the jerk.
You should be a good booger wingman. If we're out and I do have a booger,
wingman, is that a thing?
Well, you should say, Bird, real quick, got a booger, got a little bat hanging from the cave. Get rid of it right now, but don't do it publicly. It's jerky to do it publicly. It's embarrassing. Do it privately.
This is Booger Helper, is what you're talking about.
Booger Helper.
BoogerHelper.com.
This is
Hamburger Helper.
It's kind of like Hamburger Helper,
but only better,
but grosser.
Yeah, but grosser.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Don't you guys agree with that or no?
Subtly.
Private.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be
It
subtle.
should be subtle.
Well, okay, but what happens if you can't get their attention? Is there...
I would just grab their arm and I'd be like, hey, can I talk to you real quick? And then I'd be like, excuse us, I had to tell him something real quick, came up.
And then everybody in the group go, oh man, Kevin just took Virginia away to tell her she has a booger.
Yeah, they would. But at least, my friend would be appreciative and not upset with me.
That's true.
Shelby sent us an email and she said, am I the jerk in this cat fight? Am I the jerk for telling my husband we're not getting rid of our small cat that has medical problems? He's only a little over a year old and has gastrointestinal problems, and my husband's arguments are that the cat is costing too much money and makes messes all over the house. I spent a lot of money at the vet, but our finances are separate, and I do all the cleaning of the house, especially when this little cat Tiger has accidents. So I feel like he doesn't really have an argument in this. He says the cat is tearing us apart, but out of the 4 people in the house, he's the only one that really complains about it. So I feel like the problem's really with him. Getting rid of the cat will not only break our daughter's heart, but mine as well. Also, I see a great future with Tiger. We just have to get through some rough times to get to the better. My husband says he's putting his foot down. So am I the jerk or is it actually him? Yeah, this would be a problem. Sounds like these cat problems are ripping the family apart. Now, if you're paying for it out of your own pocket, your finances are separate. He doesn't really have a claim there. My only thought would be, is there a way to, we have this if we have animals that are sick or if they're not properly potty trained, we put them and cordon them off into certain places where they can go potty and make all the mess they want, and it's not that big of an effect. And it's not like it's in a common area. If, the cat's having accidents on the sofa and he sits in it when he sits down to watch TV, I could see maybe it's starting to affect his life.
You're a reasonable person, Kevin. I kind of want to hear from the cat hater, Virginia.
What do you think? The husband wants to get rid of the cat and Shelby is putting her foot down.
I mean, if one person wants to keep the cat, you can't just take the cat on a beachside drive. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And you also have to take into account your partner's feelings. Look at Denny's.
Sweet Denny's.
He is allergic to cats.
He's got to take medicine.
He married his wife who had multiple cats. He married the wife, he married the cats, and he takes, like Jay Bird said, all that medicine every day. He's sucking it up for his love.
For love.
I think the best way to handle these kind of fights in a relationship is you say, what is every single complaint you have? And you try to come up with a good, viable solution for that. And then at the end of it, after you've checked off all the boxes, you're like, what is your problem?
Could you imagine if people legit fought like that? What you're talking about? I think it would be very healthy.
Yeah.
I think it would be
it's the way
great
to resolve it.
Yeah.
So I don't think you need to get rid of the cat. Somebody want to know, am I the jerk for blocking a girl who was mask fishing me?
Ooh,
This
what's
email,
that mean?
Well, this email says I was on Facebook dating and I swiped right on a bunch of profiles, including one of a woman in a face mask. We managed and messaged online, and then we began talking on the phone. Once I saw her without her mask, I told her I wasn't into her, but said that we could still be friends. She continued to pursue me, saying that she wanted to do freaky things to me. Well, at this point, she's clearly not getting the hint, and she's advancing to the next level, so I blocked her on Facebook. I feel bad, but should I? I feel like she was mask fishing me. I guess that's if you put a mask on your dating profile. In fact, somebody had texted in and said that there are a lot of dating sites that won't allow you to have a mask on in your profile because they feel like it is mask fishing.
They shouldn't. Well, it's a dumb move, in my opinion. Why are you going to cover up half your face when you're on a dating site?
Yeah.
That, to me, I don't see how you're going to get any takers.
Yeah, and then when he saw her without the mask, he's like, woo. So am I the jerk for blocking her?
No, she was harassing you.
Yeah.
When she got, to the point where she was talking freaky and dirty and nasty, then you have every
You said, I'm not interested.
Uh-huh.
Let her go.
Let her go.
Bye.
Although something tells me she might stick around.
Okay, one more email. Am I the jerk for taking this outdated sign down? It says, I've lived in my neighborhood since 2001, and when we moved into the neighborhood, there was a hearing impaired boy who lived down the street and around the corner. Because he was hearing impaired, the city put up a sign that said, slow, deaf child, with a silhouette of a kid running. That same kid is now all grown up and moved away 5 years ago, yet the sign is still there. Well, at least until this weekend when I went out on a stepladder at 11:30 p.m. and I took it down myself. The sign is now in my garage. When my sister saw it, she said that I was a jerk for doing it. But why? She said, what does it hurt to have it up there? And I can't explain it, but it just bugs me. It's kind of like someone keeping election signs in their yard after an election, or people keeping their Christmas lights on until March. So am I the jerk?
I think you're bored.
I get it though. If nobody lives there that's deaf, then you're fine to take it down because it's bugging you. It's like it's your street too. You have to drive down and look at it every day.
But it's a city sign. I think you can get busted for stealing those.
You would get in trouble if you got busted. You just, the problem is you just can't get caught.
Are they going to come look in your garage? Probably not.
Probably not. But I guess if somebody reported you,
it's weird that makes you that upset.
Right.
I don't get.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't care.
Why would you care? That's a long time to be obsessed with this problem. You got to get mad about it. You have to drive by. You have to take it down. You got to put it in.
And if you live on a street, don't you want people to drive slow on your street?
I think so.
I don't want people to speed on my street, so I'll take as many deaf child signs as they want to put up.
Right.
Yeah, I think he's kind of, I don't know, what's the word?
Busy. He's busybody.
Yeah, he's annoying maybe.
But you got to flip it, and this sign is good for your street.
Yeah.
If it stops speeders, that's great.
It feels like you're a little bit of a jerk for some reason to me.
Yeah, and I feel like you just maybe got to go out and get some hobbies.
Yeah. Busy yourself. This is not the project you should be doing.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
What are you ashamed that you're actually good at? I guess if you say it out loud, you're going, yeah, gosh, there are a lot of things I really wish I were good at. Swimming. That would be great, right? I wish I were good at that.
I can't even float.
See, there you go.
I sink.
Look, now you got a swimming pool, though. Here is your chance.
I know my dad was trying to teach me the other day, and it did not go well.
That's embarrassing.
It was. It was.
I wish I were good at speaking other languages. I'm not necessarily great. I mean, there's a lot of attributes that you would love to be good at, but you look at yourself and your skill sets, and you realize, gosh, I'm good at all the things I really don't want to be good at or shouldn't be good at. Some of the top answers here on what are you ashamed that you're actually good at? A lot of bodily functions. People are good at either burping or tooting. That is one that they're ashamed of. Binge drinking. Somebody said, I'm really good at power drinking.
Can we go back to the farting and burping one real quick?
You can if you want.
I'm sorry. If you're talking about how you're a great burper or farter, you're not ashamed of it. In fact, I think you'll love it.
Well, I think they look at it and say that I should be ashamed, or more ashamed than I am, that I'm really great at burping.
I got you.
I'm sure there's some pride that goes into it.
There is.
Yeah. But when you look at everything else and say, why is it my complete skill set is things that are useless?
I played ball with a couple of guys that were very proud of their farts to a point where it got weird, man.
Yeah.
It got real weird, Virginia.
Do I know these guys?
You might know a couple.
Lying. What are you ashamed that you're actually good at? Some people are really great at lying and manipulating. And you say, I probably shouldn't be too proud that I'm actually great at that.
I should be on a reality show.
Yeah. What are you ashamed that you are good at? Somebody said rolling joints. It's a skill set, right?
It is a skill set.
Yeah.
Not everyone can do it. Some people do it really, really amazing.
Well, Denny's was saying back in the day that was a way to get chicks.
Yeah, if weed chicks for sure.
Mm-hmm. And then the other one here that they've got in the top, getting women to sleep with me. I'm ashamed that I'm good at getting the ladies to sleep with me.
Oh, we're all so impressed.
We're actually annoyed, honestly.
And you're not as cool as you think you are, because trust me, about 40% of the girls are mocking you.
And big deal. Oh, you can bet a bunch of people. Big deal.
Mm-hmm. What are you ashamed that you're good at? Somebody said binge watching. I can go through 2 seasons in one day.
I am good at that.
Yeah. Okay, you got a skill set.
See, I mean, should I be ashamed that I'm so good at identifying sauces to the generic level? I'm proud of that, actually.
I think that's good. That's
Okay.
actually, I put that in the amazing category. If you could just figure out how to monetize that, that's actually an amazing skill set.
All right.
Yeah, we're talking about the ones that really probably don't have any kind of monetary value to them. There are some skills where, in a sense, there might be a little bit of pride, but there might be some shame that goes along with that as well. We talked about like rolling joints. yeah, I'm kind of proud, but at the same time, oh man, like maybe my best skill, especially if you analyze yourself and you're like, my best skill.
You peak at rolling joints.
Right. That's where I am. Some of the comments people text to us, somebody said, I am really good at shoplifting.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Some people are, man. They can see the flaw in the system. It's amazing how certain minds work that way.
Yeah, there is kind of an art form to it, being slick, sleight of hand.
There is.
Being cool enough in your demeanor.
We're not saying it's right, but there is a skill set to it.
Yeah, I guess I get it. That is kind of a thing you'd be ashamed that you're great at. Somebody said that I'm kind of ashamed that I'm so good at video games. It's a useless skill.
It's really not useless these days.
I'm not making money off of it.
I know, but I feel like video games is kind of like golf for some. We all need hobbies.
I agree. It's good therapy.
It really is.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too hard.
It takes your mind off of just whatever you got going on. It's like, and it gives you pleasure.
That's what I love about it. It really, if you suffer from OCD or like a lot of thoughts, if you play a video game, you can kind of escape that for a little bit. Now, I think if you maybe play for 3 days in a row and you're in your same underwear and you haven't seen your kids in that time.
Or bathed.
Yes.
Somebody else said, I'm ashamed that I'm really good at memorizing numbers. I memorized 7 people's socials once by accident. I worked at a pharmacy, and I was working with the manager's codes when processing returns, and it used to be their socials, but I didn't know, and I hated waiting for them to come down to the returns with the long lines of customers. So I've heard that some people have almost a photographic memory, and it's really tough because if you see numbers that you shouldn't see in front of you, I had heard that there was somebody that was that way with credit cards.
Oh.
They would see somebody's credit card and they knew right away they could do a quick glance front and back and they would have it.
Gosh, that's awesome. Don't be ashamed of that. You're not doing anything with it.
Just don't do anything with it.
Yeah, be proud of that photographic memory.
When you're stealing people's identity and ruining their lives, then you have the shame trickle in. Somebody said there's nobody better in this world at killing plants than my wife, Brittany. Okay.
Oh, damn. And he said her name, too.
Dang, Britt.
Brittany Plant Killer.
Calling you out.
Yes. And somebody else said, what are you ashamed that you're good at? Somebody says, I do a certain sex act better than a porn star, but I'm actually a healthcare professional.
Really?
Prove it?
Are you single?
How about that, huh? Okay, so there you go. The odd little things that some people are actually ashamed that they are good at.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Duck fights that apparently can tear even 2 close friends apart. Victor Cicada was allegedly approached by his friend Jose Gambarata sitting on his own front porch in Broward County. What turned out to be a dispute over feeding local ducks and geese.
Wow.
The men got into a scuffle, after which Cicada shot Gambaruta in the arm.
Whoa.
Dang.
Over ducks?
Over ducks.
Ducks are very controversial when you are in a living space with others, man. It really, they cause a lot of issues.
I get it, but you got to check yourself before you grab your pistola.
Yeah.
We talked about ducks before, too. Back in the day, I did not know. I swear to you, I did not know you could not feed a duck bread. I thought you were able to do that.
I grew up feeding ducks bread.
Me too. I remember I said that I did it on the air, and people wanted to kill me.
We're sorry, we didn't know.
I did not know. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, I saw something they had put on our next door this last week about feeding ducks bread, and they were talking about how it is bad. It forms algae and makes the water stink and causes all kinds of problems.
I think it does something to their stomach, too. It expands in their stomach. It's not good for them.
Yeah, and instead they were suggesting other things that you can and should feed ducks, like grapes and such, I guess. Is actually what you should do if you want to feed the ducks. Don't feed them bread.
I always got bread. I never got grapes.
So what happened here was the 83-year-old guy now has been charged with attempted first-degree murder all over this duck fight.
Dang.
After he shot his buddy in the arm. Gambaruta captured the incident on his phone, which led to Cicada's arrest later that day. So, duck fights in Broward County, it's a real thing, y'all. There was a man near Tampa that got fired from his job at a marketing and web design company after a TikTok user exposed his video advertising a fake COVID-19 vaccine card business. The fake vaccination card video, which included the caption F masks, was highlighted by a pharmacist in Mississippi who has posted other viral call-out videos linked to the pandemic. And just 6 hours after the pharmacist posted the video, the guy got fired from his job.
Wow.
That was pretty quick, huh?
6 hours.
The pharmacist says that she called him out because we don't have time to joke. Patient safety and public health are not a joke. Over 500,000 people dead, not a joke. Creating vaccine skepticism when this could end the pandemic is not a joke.
Dang.
Wow. She's not playing. There was a guy from the Capitol riot that probably should have chosen a different shirt. You know, a lot of these people now should be kind of hiding the fact that they were there and what they did while they were there.
He's not the one that was wearing them horns, was he?
No, this is the guy that was wearing the shirt that said, I was there, Washington, D.C., January 6, 2021. So then when he tried to deny that he was there, they said, dude, your shirt. And he's like, shirt. Right. Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, okay. There's a mafia fugitive who's been on the run from Italy since 2014 who just got caught in the Dominican Republic after he decided to start a YouTube cooking show.
Oh.
Dude, you're running from the mafia.
But he could not help himself. He needs to cook.
He had to be in the limelight.
He's like, look at all these great views I have, and they're all from Sicily.
It's all about them views.
I mean, you went viral, but you got caught.
Yeah, he had some unique tattoos, too, that apparently gave him away, and he was arrested on Monday and taken back to Italy.
I would love to talk to that guy and say, at any point before filming that, were you nervous that you were going to get caught, or did it not even cross your mind?
Are you that dumb?
Are you that dumb? Yes.
Dude, you went viral.
A guy in Escambia County, Florida, who shot at a group of bikers after a fight with them got arrested, and the cops found out they'd written a rap song all about the shooting. So it's nice when your testimony has a beat to it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, huh? A Michigan man who was caught with meth gave police a fake name, but no, he chose the wrong name because that guy also had a warrant out for his arrest.
No.
So they arrested him anyway. And then when they were, going through his pockets, they found a whole bunch of meth, 27 grams. They found a scale, small baggies, cash. And luckily, when they did the fingerprints, they realized, oh, wait, you're not that guy. You're a different guy. You also have a warrant, and we'll make sure that you get credit for this one as well. So, there you go. 32-year-old man in Lincoln, Nebraska, who drove his friend to a hospital in the bucket of a front end loader, got arrested also for a DUI. And apparently also blocked the ambulance bay with the stolen machinery.
But was he bringing his friend there because his friend was hurt?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, the dumb idiots were drinking, and his buddy got hurt, I'm sure in a dumb way. So he put him in the front end loader and drove him to the emergency room.
I mean, what a conundrum to be in. If you know that the ambulance can't get to you in time, if me and Virginia are drinking and we're out in the woods somewhere, the only way to get her to the hospital is for me to drive.
Put me in the front loader and get me there.
I think I gotta I gotta let her die.
Maybe he's the best friend ever. Yeah.
Damn.
A teacher in Davenport, Florida pled guilty to sending envelopes of a white substance to 4 different schools that fired her.
Oh my, you can't do that.
No, you cannot. That's an interesting revenge tactic.
Crazy.
And a tax preparer in Texas, or tax preparer, pulled a gun on 2 clients last week because they came in to complain about some issues with the refund that she got them. She's now been arrested for robbery and assault. It's a little drastic. Also, a guy in New Mexico went grocery shopping, and for some reason, when he came back out, there were 15,000 bees chilling in his car.
In the car?
In the car. Just while he goes inside for groceries, 15,000 bees.
Yeah.
It feels like an inside job.
That feels like an ex-girlfriend.
It does.
That's a great prank, though, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Imagine the reaction somebody comes out, there's 15,000 bees in their car.
How do they get those bees? We've been trying to find a bee person for the longest time.
I saw a girl on TikTok I was watching last night. She put 40,000 German cockroaches in her ex's crib.
Wow.
How do we get a hold of bee guy or roach woman? Like, how do we do this? I'd love to be a part of it.
And how do you know it's a German cockroach?
I think it is a certain breed.
The
Do they have
accent.
on Lederhosen?
It's not the accent.
It loves Oktoberfest.
Okay. And finally, a man in Riverview, Florida broke a Guinness World Record by seeing Avengers Endgame in movie theaters nearly 200 times. The man said he was inspired to set the Guinness World Record for the most cinema productions attended of the same film after the former record holder saw Avengers Infinity War 103 times.
I could do that. I could. That's one I could break.
This is one you could do, yeah.
It can be any movie you want.
I guess you probably could and set a record for that one.
The most times in a row without leaving watching Karate Kid. I could do it.
You should. That feels like a record you need.
You've already got Karate Kid playing 24/7 in your lobby of your house.
I wonder what that would take, because I know that they work out some kind of bathroom break or something like that. You're able to get up, but you have to immediately start watching the movie right after.
Nope, you got to pee yourself at your seat.
I agree.
All
That's
right.
how it's really impressive.
Okay, all right. Well, then, if that's what I got to do to chase greatness.
It's hard to get the theater to sign off on this, though.
We could do it at my house. I won't eat for a couple days.
You need to sit in a baby pool.
You need to sit in a pool of your own urine.
How many days would that be? If 100 and something hours?
Yeah, it's a long movie, too. You gotta figure out how long it is and then do the math. Or don't.
Is this something I don't know, we'll talk.
It sounds like it would get old real quick.
Oh, it would be rough.
I mean, you kind of already did this in the popcorn box.
Yeah, but we didn't get credit, really.
Yeah, we've always done it wrong.
Always. So let's continue.
He nearly doubled the record by going to see Endgame 191 times in 90 days.
Okay, 191 times? Mm-hmm. Dang.
Yeah, that's it. Coming up here in about 35 minutes, we are going to check in with George Hood. We talked to him on Friday. On Saturday in Boca, he was going for the push-up world record. We'll find out if he was able to get the record.
I mean, he sounded confident.
Yeah, he'd kind of already gone through it, I thought, on his own time and said, yeah, I got this. So we'll get an update on how it went on Saturday with him coming up. And we are just about 3 minutes away from calling out a name, the first one, as KVJ doubles your paycheck.
KVJ's double your paycheck.
We are looking for Laura Preto of Coconut Creek.
If you just heard your name, you have 10 minutes to call 877-979-WRMF and get your paycheck doubled up to $1,000. Good luck. From 97.9 WRMF.
Oh, yeah. Winning begins right here and now. Give it out some money. Don't you love free money? I love free money.
Yeah.
Never
free
get
money
it,
is
though.
the best. Never get it.
Yeah. It's nice if it happens, though.
Yeah.
The only way you're going to do better is if you win a Powerball, but it's not going to be worth as much. They just had a jackpot winner right here in Florida.
We didn't play, dog? Why didn't you tell me?
We didn't play, dog.
It was $235.4 million.
The last time you picked numbers, none of them came up.
It was a rough round. I think some of them came out the week after. I think my wires are crossed.
Ended up costing me like $40. I was like, this guy's done.
All right. Want me Venmo you $20 or something? Is that what you want?
I just want you to get some good numbers. See, I don't think you focused. I believe if you sit down in a room and you really focus, you might get us the numbers. But you didn't put any thought into it. You just randomly pulled them out of your rear.
Honestly, I think it's Virginia's energy. It's kind of it's negative. It's
the universe can't reward that.
Yeah.
I want you to take the bit serious. Oh, yeah. It's my fault.
$235.4 million Powerball jackpot sold at a Publix in Lutz, about 15 miles north of Tampa.
And doesn't that Publix or that Lutz, don't they get money? Don't they? Whoever sold it?
Yeah, the store does. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. That's some easy money.
All the employees get it, or does the man or the owner decide how it gets distributed?
I don't know. If it goes to a Publix, maybe it goes to the person that sold it. Or maybe Mr. Publix keeps it.
Or does the deli get it? And how would you work that?
I mean, how's the deli even involved?
Publix, if you're listening in Lakeland, give us a call.
Be careful, though, if you call in, because I have way more questions than just that.
Okay.
He wants the deli. He wants the deli.
I would love to. Would that be a good a Publix podcast? Or am I going too far with...
Well, I just, would like to know why their chicken wings are so dang delicious. Is what I had for breakfast.
Did you?
Yeah. Popped down some chicken wings this morning. They were fantastic.
I had those for lunch yesterday.
I got so many trail mix questions about Publix and how they pick it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's just amazing. Amazing what they do there. And I have a question, too, because I went in there on Sunday to get the Publix chicken wings, and she said, can I help you? I said, do you have any chicken wings? And I'm like, I really want hot and spicy, but I didn't verbalize that. She had walked away already. She came back with a box of hot and spicy. How did she know I wanted hot and spicy when I didn't say I wanted hot and spicy?
You look like a man on the hot and spicy tip.
I couldn't tell if it was in my eyes or if Publix workers have telepathy and they can read the minds of the people who walk in there.
Well, some of KVJ Nation call you hot and spicy Ralston. I don't know if you know that or
I didn't
not.
know that.
Yeah,
I thought that might be it.
Yeah, there's a nickname kind of brewing.
Yeah, you don't know what you emanate, and it is hot and spicy.
Yeah.
Or you've become a regular, and they know who you are, and they go, oh, that's Ralston. Get them wings out.
I'm wondering. Yeah, well, I'll mix it up, though, sometimes. But then specifically, I wanted hot and spicy, and somehow they knew it.
Their hot and spicy aren't that hot and spicy either.
No.
They have a little bit of spice, but, I mean, trust me, it's not going to hurt you.
Yeah. I'll usually add some hot sauce to it.
Yeah, if you go in there and get the hot and spicy from Publix, they're not going to be bad, but they're going to be actually seasoned deliciously.
Yeah.
I love going to Publix on a Saturday morning when there's nothing going on.
It's peaceful,
You take
nice,
your time.
Smooth music, beautiful day.
Have you been to that new Publix in Alton?
No.
Right across from Abacoa?
Does Alton, that whole area, have some good restaurants? Because I went there. I went there before it got popping.
Lenore's is good there.
That's where Lenore's is at.
Well, they have many Lenore's, but that's one.
There's an Asian place right across from Lenora's that is kicking. It's real good.
Yeah,
Nice.
you're like the fifth person to bring up Lenore's to me.
Okay. Yeah, it's popular. People love to go there. It's a good little restaurant, my friend. So try it out. So we'll see. Yeah. So if Publix, you're listening, we have many questions.
Probably too many.
Yeah. Got this email here talking about the money and the pay gap. We've heard a good bit about that. Their question is about somebody they work with who is a man who's making more money than they are. And here's how they found out. It says, my coworker sent me a document for a project that we were collaborating on. And when I opened the document, I realized he had actually attached the wrong one, and he sent me instead his personal tax file. Now, what was surprising, of course, as I took a glance, was that even though we have the same position and he has been with the company 3 months less than I have, he is still making 21% more money than me.
Wow, 21%'s a lot.
I'm livid. I didn't let on that I had seen his tax file, and I just told him that I couldn't open the file and asked if he would resend it. He did resend it with the right attachment this time, but now things are also kind of awkward between us. He probably realized what he did, and he's like, of course, now she knows, or at least what I make.
But he doesn't know what you make necessarily.
Yeah, that's true.
He only knows what he makes.
Well, I don't know how I should handle this. Would you go to your boss and demand equal pay? How would you deal with this?
I mean, my first question is, do they do the same exact job? There needs to be more details on something when it comes to these kind of things.
It says we have the same position.
Do they have the same experience, degree, background, education?
A lot of that does play a factor in some jobs.
She says she has seniority, too. She has 3 months seniority.
I still need more information.
Yeah,
now.
I need more information on both of their work history and education.
Mm-hmm. Well, as it is, and if she doesn't know exactly what all of his history is and his qualifications, is it something where she should have a conversation in a certain way with her boss? And maybe she doesn't say, hey, I know what so-and-so makes. Maybe it's, could I get a raise?
Yeah, well, you should always go in and fight for more money if you think you deserve more money.
But don't make it about him. Make it about you. Have you got a raise recently? Are you feeling good about your productivity? Are you bringing in money for the company?
Yeah. Kind of curious if anybody has ever gone through this where you found out what another employee made and you felt, at least, based on jobs, qualifications, seniority, that you were being paid less. Do you say something to your boss about it? And if so, how do you handle it? Somebody texted and said one thing is you can't really go based off of tax returns because you don't know what they claim on their taxes or their personal deductions. That could have an effect and might not actually determine what their salary is.
That's true. You don't know their deductions.
You also may not know exactly what's under their job description either. Just because you think you do, they might be doing something extra that you have no idea about.
Mm-hmm. True.
Like a secret spy covert operation.
Exactly.
But somebody also said, too, yes, she needs to know if they have the same background as far as education experience, but she can't go have the conversation.
I think that people should always go fight for more money if they think they're deserving and you feel like you're being held down.
Well, if you can prove that you deserve more money and you're bringing in more money for the company, then it has to be a discussion that you have with your boss regardless of your coworker.
And sometimes that's on you to be responsible for doing that because your boss is not going to always be like, hey, I want to give you more money.
Bosses don't come to you and say, hey, I was thinking.
Yeah, you have to be a thorn sometimes. You have to be annoying.
Yeah, somebody said in reference to the pay gap, the same thing happened to me. I was so mad when I found out that I walked right into my boss's office and I told him, and he was so embarrassed and realized that this put him in a really bad position, and I got a raise equal to my male associate instantly. It is one of those things, as a boss, you don't want to be called out on this. That for no good general reason, you are paying a man more than a woman.
You just need to make sure you have all your information before you go marching in there, because the last thing you want to happen is for your boss to come back and say, well, actually, he does this that you don't.
And that's my point. On the surface, it looks like you're getting screwed over, but sometimes you don't know all the details. Like just on this job alone here in the building, we don't know everyone's details of what everyone does.
And you are paid for a lot of your jobs, you're paid based on your experience. And if somebody comes in with more experience, having worked in the field than you did when you started, even though you have 3 months on him, that person may have come in and got paid more than you because they knew what they were doing better.
Yeah. And another text said, time spent at the job doesn't really indicate how well you do it. They might be a better employee than you are. But, I think these tough conversations you really should be able to have with a boss and say, hey, can you let me know? I mean, here's what.
And say, look, let's have a plan because I want to grow with this company. What can I do to be able to get raises? Make it like a proactive thing.
What if you do go to your boss and you kind of are going, why is he getting more money than I am? And then your boss just says, look, I don't think you're as good as that person.
I don't think you should make it about him.
I agree. I'm 110% about
you should be able to go in there and fight for yourself and value yourself independent of him because you don't know his experience and his education.
Right. Some people are saying that shouldn't matter, the experience and education.
It absolutely matters. I can tell you 100% when we hire for Little Smiles, we look at education and experience. And if you have those things, you get paid more.
Well, I mean, if you're operating on me, I want to go with the one that's more experienced. I don't know, call me old-fashioned.
It's just how it is. If you've been in the workforce doing that job before, that is a more valuable employee because they know the skill.
If that employee is able to prove their numbers. Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't just go on seniority and not back it up.
Kat had said that, yes, also happened to me many years ago. They sent me the amount that a new hire was making that I was training by mistake, and the person I was training was already making more than me, so I went to them, and they also gave me a raise.
Okay, well, there you go. That got lucky.
Yeah. Just watch what you email. My goodness. I mean, dang, people. That's crazy.
That happened here once. Someone got sent the wrong paycheck.
Oh.
And they opened it.
That's ugly.
Oh.
And I'll just leave it at that.
That is ugly. Okay. Fascinating stuff. All right. Well, if you got anything else to add, 877-979-WRMF. Sad to say that first up, Laura Preto did not give us a call back from Coconut Creek, so she is missing out on doubling her paycheck.
Oh, Laura.
No money for you. So unfortunately, she did not to get that. It is that easy to win. Next chance you got to win is going to be at 11 a.m. this morning. Same thing. We'll call out a name. You got 10 minutes to call us back. If you do, you double your paycheck. Then again, 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m. All winners right here in South Florida. So you got a lot of chances to win money. So you've signed up, hopefully, at WRMF.com. And if you haven't yet, go do it. And you could get some easy money like that.
Free money.
When you kick yourself, you'd be going, hey, you just walked, you could have had twice your paycheck, and you don't.
Nobody tell Laura. Seriously, y'all. Don't tell her that she didn't win it because she'll be kicking herself.
Yeah, tough. All right, so more chances to win as KVJ doubles your paycheck all day long. Got also some valuable information. Was talking about Publix. Somebody in Lutz, I guess it's pronounced, Florida. L-U-T-Z is pronounced Lutz.
Not Lutz?
No. We got a lot of tricky names
really?
here. Yeah.
I've never heard anyone say Lutz. I've heard them say Lutz.
Somebody said Kev, just let you know, because I pronounce everything wrong. So somebody had said it's Lutz.
I've heard of Lutz, not Lutz.
Lutz rhymes with putz.
I don't know. Somebody let me know. There's a lot of towns in Florida that have weird pronunciations.
Y'all get out of Ralston again, but I think Ralston's innocent.
Okay, wherever
Don't cancel
it is.
him today.
I'll admit I've never been to whatever this town is, 15 miles outside of Tampa. But I do know that the Publix there sold the soul-winning Powerball, over $200 million somebody won. And we got a text here that said that if a Publix sells a winning lottery ticket, the bonus they receive goes back into the store profits. This is, I believe, is this the person who we got the text from? Oh, okay. No, this is a different comment. We do have, we got that person on 5. Okay.
Do they know about Lutz?
It's Lutz.
They know about Publix. It's Glenn from Port St. Lucie. Glenn, you were saying in your text to us that once a Publix sells a winning lottery ticket, the bonus they receive from the Florida Lotto or Powerball or whomever it might be, it'll go back into the store profits. That's how Publix deals with it, Glenn?
Yeah, what it is they when the ticket comes in, it goes back into the store profits. When I used to work there, of course, store profits had an impact on bonuses for the different associates, but I know bonus structures have changed over since I had left.
Okay.
Does everybody get a bonus or just like the managers?
Well, when I was there, part-time associates, full-time associates, management, everyone got bonuses, but they have recently updated that where I'm not sure exactly who gets the bonuses anymore. I believe it's just management and maybe some full-time associates.
Interesting.
But it was pretty cool to sell a winning ticket when I was there.
Okay.
Glenn, let me pick your brain real quick. When it comes to Publix trail mix, do they have their own trail mix division on how they come out and roll out new items every couple months?
Yes. How do they pick their nuts?
Yeah, so to speak.
So with different products that they introduce, they actually have like test kitchens where they will try different things, to see how people would like the product. Like when they used to have the Apron Simple Meals program, they would have different test kitchens to determine what recipes would be most interested with, the public.
You sound very awesome. Still didn't answer my question, but I think you sound awesome.
Not happy with that, huh?
Well, I don't think he was expecting a nuts trail mix question, which is
Threw him off.
In defense of him, yes.
Okay, yeah.
I can barely hear you guys. You're breaking up on my phone.
Oh, dang.
Sorry.
Dang, that's too bad. Well, Glenn, we'll keep your number handy if we ever have a question about Publix. He was a manager there for 24 years. So
I'm definitely losing you.
Okay.
Oh, man, I have so many more questions. I was just kidding with
Don't
him.
worry. Jay Bird will call you later when he's at home.
Yeah.
I was just teasing with him. I didn't try to answer the question.
Allison from Wellington has an interesting story about the wage gap. You say that you experienced this in your profession, and how did it pan out? How did the story end here, Allison?
Well, it was the same situation. I found out someone was making more money than me that they had just hired, and they'd been at this company for 3 years. And for 2 years, I was asking, I need health insurance. Oh, no, we can't afford it. We can't afford it. Then they hired this guy, and they gave him health insurance. So, of course, I was, ticked off. I was like, are you kidding me? And, I did everything in that whole office. Make a long story short, I never said anything to my boss I gave my 2 weeks notice when I found that out. I left, but I was still friendly with some of the people working there. They had to hire 2 people to do my job.
Okay.
And I had only asked them for $1 an hour raise, which is $40 a week. That's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had to hire 2 people to do my job. 4 months down the line, my old boss wound up calling me. He's like, hey, how do you like your new job? I'm like, oh, my gosh, I love it. I hated it. He goes, we would like to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. We didn't realize how valuable you were. They call me in the office. I go in there. Yeah, see that? It works out. I go in there and I went, hi. They're like, well, what would it take to bring you back? So I went, hi. I said, $6 an hour more plus full benefits. They said, done. There you go.
Nice.
That's
Look
a
at
cool
you.
story. Yeah, very cool. Good for you. That's a boss right there.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, that's how you handle it. So yeah, hopefully the person that emailed us, they'll have a similar situation where they can go and get a little bit more cash if it is warranted. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we talked to him on Friday, 63-year-old George Hood. He already has the world record for the longest plank. He did the plank position for over 8 hours.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's decent.
Yeah, he's a 63-year-old former Marine, and on Saturday in Boca, he was going for the push-up world record. The most push-ups in 1 hour, 2,919 was the record. The big question, did George break it? We'll check in with him next.
The KVJ Show will be right back. 97.9 WRMF.
He's already got the world record for planking at over 8 hours. He stayed in the plank position. He's a badass ex-Marine. He's 63 years old. His name is George Hood, and on Saturday he was going for the Guinness World Record for the most push-ups in 1 hour, which is 2,919. He had done that. He had it all planned out. He knew how he was going to do it. So, George, do we have another world record added to your title list or not?
No, we came up short.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. I do it every Wednesday.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
shocked.
okay. How many did you wind up getting, George?
1,775 in 1 hour.
That's a ton.
That's
Be happy with it.
It is.
It's a lot.
Quite frankly, nobody in the audience, when you look at the crowd, they weren't counting. I mean, they were more inspired by seeing a 63-year-old guy up there making good on what he said he was going to do and stay in the game for 1 hour.
Yeah.
You know, that was impressive. It was a win-win all the way around. I mean, it was the closest I've gotten to the charity we were raising money for, and they did very well.
If you had to go back and look at your strategy, is there anything that you would do differently to try to get to the 2,919?
Maybe done this about 5 months ago when I was pretty close to peak. I was, I didn't have the spring in my step when I would go down and then come back up. I've got pages of data from the last year when I've been to 3,000. I've done an hour. I've been there, done that, and but over the last couple of months, training was kind of arduous.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You weren't necessarily in the groove.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of curious. What do you have for a pre-push-up meal?
Just supplements, vitamins, things like that. I want to go in there pretty light, so I'm not eating a whole lot.
Okay.
But,
all right.
Yeah.
Are you going to take another run at it?
Funny you mentioned that. I think, of course, there's always another day.
Okay.
The redemption tour could be quite phenomenal.
Okay.
I got to heal first and get back into the game.
Okay.
Good for you.
Love to hear that. Well, best of luck next time, George, and we'll talk to you when you do it again. Okay, bud?
You guys are the best. I appreciate you taking a look at me.
Okay. There you go, George Hood.
I mean, tomorrow is World Record Wednesday. It's a big day for me, too, tomorrow as well, George.
Yeah. You kind of figured out about where you might go with tomorrow's challenge?
Yes. Most balloons popped with my ass in a minute.
Oh, yeah?
Chasing greatness.
Okay.
I couldn't do it last week because I was sick.
Mm-hmm.
I can change it if you didn't. I said that last week. You liked it.
I do like it.
You look very, annoyed with me right now.
That's just me.
You just look annoyed.
Just every time she looks at you, she's just annoyed.
You have a penis, so it's just the way it's going to go down.
Delivery is killing you. That's what they're saying, at least, according to a new study. They found that ordering too much delivery could actually kill you.
Oh, no. Well, when I order delivery, it's usually a cheat meal, Kevin. I don't order no delivery salad.
Oh, if you want to lose a lot of your money and not get a big bang for your buck, order a health food through delivery.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So expensive.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
the most fun stuff to order is the cheat meals.
Maybe that's what has to do with. They tracked 35,000 people in this study who said they ate restaurant food at least twice a day. A lot of times now during the pandemic, that's been through delivery. So basically every meal for the most part. And they said that that group who has done that was 49% more likely to suffer an early death.
I mean, I already made out most of my will.
You're just going ahead. You're not going to change your behavior. You're just going to be like, yeah, I'm going to die early, but I'm prepared.
I live in both worlds.
Saying your will on the radio doesn't count as a legal binding thing.
With the kind of lawyer that I'll get with, he'll find a way, or she'll find a way to make this goofball act work. Yeah.
How many meals a day would you say you do out of delivery?
Probably one.
Okay.
But I order big so I can,
So all three.
A little snoot here, a little snoot there.
He orders for the whole meals, like all the day.
All the meals, but yeah, he just orders one time.
I mean, someone sent me an email the other day about how they were disgusted about me always ordering out. And then I was like,
That's a little intense.
I was like, why do you care?
Yeah.
And B, I enjoy eating other people's food. I love restaurant food. It makes me happy. Mm-hmm. It fills my soul up.
Yeah. Well, what you'd said, because to me, alone eating at a restaurant, I don't believe, or having delivery is enough to kill you. It's got to be what you order.
When you order a bunch of food from like Uber Eats and the guy comes deliver it and there's like 2 bags of food, do you ever pretend like there's other people in the house when you open the door? You're like, oh, hey, food's here, guys, and there's nobody there.
I don't hide who I am.
I am what I am.
I am what I am.
I'll die when I die.
I'll die when I am.
I've done that before at the drive-thru where I've pretended like there's kids in the back seat and I'll order like nuggets for me and a Happy Meal, but it's really all for me.
Yeah, I don't understand that shame. I knew a guy that was embarrassed when McDonald's was doing their hot dog run. They had a specialty hot dog. He was embarrassed to go ask and order a hot dog at McDonald's. I go, why? He goes, I don't know. It's a hamburger place. I go, that's weird, man.
That's
weird.
I think it's about a quantity thing for me. I'm like, I don't want them to think that I'm eating 2 meals when I'm really eating 2 meals.
I could give a frog's fat ass.
You're right. I am who I am. I'll die when I die. An early thought for the day.
Follow KVJ on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at KVJ Show.
Guess we're going to talk about something that happened with Suits. His neighbor has been revealing something very odd to him.
I gotta tell you, Suits is getting quite a reputation around these parts.
Yeah.
Suits being flashed by a neighbor?
Well, I believe his neighbor has been volunteering some very odd information to him that you would think, okay, I don't even know why you would say that.
Maybe the reputation of the kid the prodigy's getting out, that he's a little, I don't know, frisky.
Hello, Suits. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Is this neighbor a male or female?
If it was a female, I'd be much happier. It's a man.
It's a dude. How old is he?
He's right about my age, I think. He doesn't seem like he's that much older than me. Maybe 30 tops.
Okay.
But I don't think he's that much older than me.
Okay.
But it's really uncomfortable. So I've seen this guy now 2 Sundays in a row. I kind of have my morning routine, and I go and get the mail because I never remember to get it Saturday when it comes in. But I was out by the mailbox, and this guy is walking his dog. Really nice golden retriever. So the dog ran up to me. I'm petting the dog. I'm just trying to make small talk. And he starts going on and on about how the dog is a chick magnet. And I'm like, okay, good for you. And then he makes this comment where he's like, well, then again, if I just wear those gray sweatpants, I don't need the dog whatsoever, though. You get my drift. And I'm like, did this guy just try to tell me he's hung?
Yeah, he did.
I didn't know what to say to him. I kind of gave him a look like, yeah, cool.
Boner alert.
Do you know, so the guy... That's odd. So he seems like he's straight in his conversation.
Yeah, he seems like he's bragging to me, which I don't know. I don't know this guy from a hole in the wall.
Is he the kind of a neighbor where you kind of have, hey, what's going on? Like small talk when you see him?
Yeah, I just kind of normally wave at him. This is the first time I actually had spoken to him. I'd seen him walking the dog a couple of times, but I never actually ran into this guy. But I started talking to him, and that's where it went. And then the next week, I saw him again, and he had on the gray sweatpants.
Okay.
The same ones, huh?
Well, he wasn't wearing them the first time, but he had on
He
gray
talked about them
sweatpants.
the first time. The second time he's actually wearing them. You think he was wearing them for you?
People are already asking.
The better question, is he hung?
Look, he wasn't lying about the sweatpants, but
You could
I
see
don't
his
know.
dong?
They were a little tight.
Wow.
For sweatpants, which was really weird.
Could he walk the dog and not need a leash?
Sounds like, yeah, you're right.
He might be able to.
Well, that was the first thing they asked. They go, the first conversation, was he wearing those sweatpants?
He was
And
not. Which that's why I was like, why would you even mention that to me? Who brings that up in conversation?
He's trying to hit it with Suits. He's dropping.
Did you say though he was trying to? He wears the sweat to attract women.
Well, he said the dog was a chick magnet, and then he made a joke about how if he has the sweatpants on, though, he really doesn't need the dog. That does it enough because you can see through the sweatpants.
I'm getting weird mixed messages here.
I'll tell you why he said that. Because he's trying to feel out Suits to see what Suits says. Because maybe he says that, and Suits goes, "Well, I'm not really into chicks," or whatever.
Right.
He's just trying to see.
Suits be like, that's why I have a cat, because I like the big.
Yeah, exactly. He was trying to test the waters.
Huh.
It was really weird. I just kind of laughed awkwardly and ended the conversation and walked away. But now I won't get the mail on Sunday mornings. I don't want to run into this guy.
Never get the mail again.
Yeah, you know what? I might have to stay away from it.
I disagree. I say you push it next Sunday and see where we go with this.
I don't know. This guy's weirding me out. I don't know about it.
Well, what's the next level?
The next level is
no pants.
Don't push anything. Just talk to see where he goes with things. Maybe Suits is misreading him. We're over here thinking this guy wants to make sweet love to Suits.
He keeps mentioning like it's the dog's a chick magnet. I kind of feel like he just has got BDE and he likes to brag about it, which is really obnoxious. Like, dude, who talks to random people you meet on the street like that?
People that have been locked up in a pandemic.
Maybe, I don't know.
And lost all sense of themselves. People are acting weird.
They are.
And in every neighborhood, the weirdos have gotten weirder.
You are right about it. I feel like I've even gotten weirder.
Look at this man. I mean, imagine what his neighbors are saying.
I'm fine.
Okay.
He's slapping himself.
All right. Well, keep us.
I'll let you know if I run into this guy again.
Yeah.
Is this a gay guy trying to pick you up, or is he just a dude with BDE that's braggadocious?
I kind of just think he's a douche.
Okay.
Quite the reputation this kid's getting.
He gets in weird sexual positions, doesn't he?
Seems like
Not
it.
the kind I want, though.
Yeah. All right. After the show podcast coming up after Bird delivers his thought for the day. What you got for us, Bird?
Uh-oh.
No.
Somebody wasn't ready for their assignment, teacher.
That's not true. Because I've been Suits with that story. I mean, come on. To improve is to change. To be perfect is to change often.
Wait, what?
Just make it go away.
Make it go away.
Make this moment go away.
That's a better thought.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.